Hello and welcome back to part 3 of my Silverstone SG03-F case installation. As you can now see, I've actually decided to pull it all apart again, and I'm going to replace the stock AMD cooling fan and heatsink with this Silverstone NT06 Evolution or NT06-E. It's an AM3, AM2 Intel and pretty much everything under the sun compatible static heatsink, and that will be cooled by the 12 centimeter fan here on the power supply, drawing air away from the hot surface of this heatsink. So I'm just going to set this up and see how much better things cool by. So we've mounted the Silverstone NT06-E onto the motherboard now. Now I've chosen to mount it in this direction as opposed to the other way around with the heat pipes at the back here, so that it's actually more placed below my power supply cooling fan. So with the power supply in the case, I wanted more of that static heatsink being cooled. If that wasn't the case, then I was worried I might not have enough airflow to reduce the heat. Now on the downside with that is, because of that direction, I've actually restricted being able to mount any RAM in the two blue banks there. But that's okay, I can run my memory in the other two slots, so that's not an issue for me. And it was just an easy case of pulling the old AM3 mounting bracket out and putting on a new back plate and screwing it down. So it's a pretty easy installation. There's nothing particularly hard about it. Just make sure you remember to put your thermal paste on. So we've installed the new cooling unit, and as you can see, it sits up hard against the power supply just there. Initial tests are very promising. It's dropped 10 to 12 degrees, and that was without the case closed properly and cooling correctly. So I'm hoping once it's all sealed up and the airflow's improved, we'll get an even better indication of continual drop in temperature. So it is very tight, as you can see. It's pushing very near the two RAM banks at the front, but overall it's well worth the money so far, and I'll just come back with a summary in a few moments and an indication of what you could expect as a temperature drop. Okay. So in summary, the CPU temperature now sits on a comfortable 35 degrees when it's basically idle or just using web browsing. If we fire up Prime 95, which will stress all 6 cores on the processor, we'll see that CPU temperature will start to rise quite rapidly, and it seems to sit at a nice comfortable 58 to 60 degrees, which I'm very pleased with. I mean, at the moment it's only just risen to 47, but the test has just started, and if you give it a few minutes it gets warmer, and I'll just come back after a few minutes, say 10-15 minutes. So there we have it, a good quarter of an hour in, and we've not exceeded 58 degrees Celsius. This is particularly good given that last time with the stock AMD fan I was getting up to 70, even 72 degrees, and things are pretty noisy too, so very pleased with that, very pleased. So if you're looking for a nice compact case and the fan to match, yeah, I can happily recommend the Silverstone SG03-F, and you'll definitely want to get the companion processor cooler, which is the NT06-E or NT06 Evolution. So enjoy. Thanks.